WENY News Political Analyst Dr. Jim Twombly joining us this week to talk about Rudy Giuliani under the microscope. Jim, just last week we were going to talk about bad behavior, revelations of bad behavior by Supreme Court justices. We had that breaking news about the E. Jean Carroll civil suit against former President Donald Trump. And this week we have the announcement of a lawsuit against former New York City Mayor and Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani by a female employee, Noelle Dunphy. She's alleging forced sexual misconduct, lack of payment, tax evasion, conspiracy, extortion regarding presidential pardon or potential pardons by Trump, and more. And she says she either has recorded conversations or corroborating witnesses to this. So, Jim, one, how serious is this for both Giuliani and potentially for Donald Trump?
Well, we need to note that this is, as you said, a civil suit, much like the one that Carroll filed against Trump. However, the complaint makes multiple references to conduct that, if true, points to crimes. Two of those possible crimes could be quite serious: selling of pardons and directing Dunphy to lie to the FBI. Okay, and what is it in the complaint that could potentially harm former President Trump? Well, some may dismiss this as more Trump bashing, but there are some rather serious allegations in Dunphy's complaint. The potentially most serious one involves what she claims is a scheme for Giuliani and Trump to charge people seeking pardons $2 million to be split between them, which would be extortion and bribery if proven true. There's quite a bit more, but one that stood out to me might be of interest to Special Counsel Jack Smith, is a statement Giuliani allegedly made in February of 2019 that laid out Trump's strategy in the event that he lost the 2020 election. Which sounded a lot like what eventually happened. Again, if true, it could lead to Smith adding on charges of conspiracy, among others. Okay, and now this is, we want to be clear, all speculation at this point. Any supposed evidence that Ms. Dunphy has not been presented at any pretrial process of discovery. So will this actually end up hurting former President Trump? In terms of Trump's political support, I'll give the same answer I've given many times thus far. Nothing in this complaint is likely to move his core supporters to dump him. Trump is likely to benefit in the short term with regard to fundraising, but in terms of general election support, those who don't like him will still not like him. Those who love him will still love him. In terms of the Republican primary, any impact from any of these allegations is likely to be minimal at best. There is probably more potential legal harm here than political. But we still have to see what Ms. Dunphy has by way of evidence and what relevant prosecutors choose to do with it. All right. Well, Jim, we will continue to follow this. Indeed, we will. All right. Thank you so much. My pleasure.